place you are looking at is a cemetery, a special place of great wisdom that some of you will try to avoid ever going to, that some of you may pass by every day, and that others of you may have to visit one time or more in your lives. The people lying here were once as alive as you. Like you, they walked on the streets, went shopping, met up and had fun with their friends, worked for a living, raised their families and strove to spend their lives as pleasantly as possible. They planned everything to do with these activities in great detail. But when they were alive, and maybe just like you, these people never even imagined that one day they would have to leave everything they had behind. Like you, perhaps, they thought of the life they were given as being so long it would never end. But contrary to what people imagine, the life given them in this world passes very quickly, for which reason life is very short. Everyone now living in the world, and you watching this film, are all spending an appointed time and drawing closer to death with every passing second. Many people are in fact aware of and talk about this fact. You will no doubt have witnessed many people around you complaining about how fast time passes, for which reason they cannot do all that they want to. This is particularly evident among old people. They always hark back to the past and their own youth. When asked, they say that their lives have gone by in the blink of an eye, and how they are amazed how fast time has flown and made them old and weak. It is not only old age that reminds one how fast time flies. Some people say that life is really very short, and that one can look death in the face at any moment when something bad happens to them. For example, when someone close to them dies or someone they know has a narrow escape from an accident. They say that one must live life as well and satisfyingly as possible. Some people are so caught up with their daily affairs, business, or activities that amuse them and help pass the time that they even forget that time exists at all, let alone being aware of how quickly it flies by. They sometimes express their amazement by saying things like, "Where did the time go?" Or, "Is it evening already?" Although these people are aware that time is going by very fast, they fail to grasp the wisdom behind it. And this is the point that misleads people and prevents them using their time properly. There is a purpose and wisdom in the span allotted to people in this world. So long as they use this limited time bestowed on them by Allah to turn His approval and merit paradise, then they will have used their time in the best and most proper manner. But if someone starts using his time chasing after earthly concerns, instead of doing good deeds for Allah's approval, then he will suffer grave doubts and stress. As a result, he will be afraid he is not making enough use of his life. Such a person may then spend all his life in a very greedy, selfish and opportunistic manner, making concessions regarding moral virtues. It is the way that people who live far removed from the moral values of the Quran try to squeeze all their desires and wants into their brief lives, rather than to earn Allah's approval that underlies their stress and concerns over using their time productively, at least in their own eyes. The reward for such an intent will certainly be the eternal life of hell. In Surah Hud, Allah reveals, I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. As for those who desire the life of this earth and its finery, we will give them full payment in it for their actions. They will not be deprived here of their due. But such people will have nothing in the hereafter but the fire. What they achieved here will come to nothing. What they did will prove to be null and void. True believers aware of this, however, act in the knowledge that time is one of the most valuable blessings, and that they have to earn Allah's approval and paradise. They spend their time that they cannot take back on behavior that they hope will earn Allah's approval, and they keep that intention in mind. One hopes that Allah will approve of one's behavior at any time or place and under all circumstances, and one should be scrupulous about exhibiting moral virtues as much as possible. One should thus find the opportunity to remember Allah at every moment of the day and earn His approval. Allah reminds His servants of the auspicious nature of doing right actions in this verse from the Quran. I seek refuge in Allah from the accursed Satan. Wealth and sons are the embellishment of the life of this world. But in your Lord's sight, right actions which are lasting bring a better reward, and are a better basis for hope.